which is blood. Okay, so this is the next topic we have in your book. Let's quickly go through this topic. Do you have the textbooks in front of you? I don't have the textbook with me right now. You can someone can tell me the page number, please, for the other girls who are following the textbook. Okay, so let's first talk about a verse from the Quran which is related to the blood circulation and milk. There is an ayah in the Quran from chapter 16, verse 66, which talks about it. And verily in cattle there is a lesson for you. We give you to drink of what is inside their bodies, coming from a conjunction between the contents of the intestine and the blood. Milk pure and pleasant for those who drink it. Okay, subhanallah. So according to this verse, the blood, the milk, all these are the creations of Allah subhanallah. And we need to just thank Allah for the countless blessings we have. The Quran was revealed 600 years before the Muslim scientist Ibn Nafis described the circulation of blood, and 1,000 years before William Harvey brought this understanding to the Western world. So roughly 13 centuries before, it was known what happens in the intestines to ensure that organs are nourished by the process of digestive absorption. And this verse of the Quran described the source of the constituents of milk in conformity with these notions. Okay, so though the Quran was revealed 1400 years ago, everything related to the human body is already mentioned in the Quran, subhanallah. So Quran is very much related to science. The new discoveries which we came to know in the 20th and the 21st centuries now were already revealed in the Quran about 1400 years ago, subhanallah. And to understand the Quranic verses concerning the above concept, it is important to know that chemical reactions occur in the intestines, and that from there, substances extracted from food, they pass into the bloodstream via a complex system, which is circulatory system. Sometimes by the way of the liver, depending on their chemical nature. So the blood transports them to all the organs of the body, among which are the milk-producing mammary glands. Okay, so subhanallah, if you just reflect on these verses, you can talk about the various miracles you find in the Quran, especially about the human body. Okay, so let's start on this note. The objective for this topic is to study and explain the composition of the blood, as to what all are present in our blood, and to discuss the functions of RBC, WBC, and the platelets. Okay, so before we move on, you can see this picture on the screen. So let's do a quick KWL. What can you see on this? What can you talk about the various things you see in the picture here? What are they? Girls, you already have the answer on the picture itself. Can you please read it out?
Wait, what was the question?
What are these cells, or what are they which you see in the picture here on the KWL chart? What are they?
Red blood cells?
Yes, they are the red blood cells. Very good. You can also see the WBC and the platelets. So these are the various types of cells which you find in the blood. Excellent. Thank you so much. So let's talk about the blood. So blood, it is a complex tissue that transports the materials in our body. It is a major part of the circulatory system. Okay, an adult human body contains about 5 liters, which is more than 5 quarts of blood. Blood transports supplies to your cells and takes waste products away from them, as we discussed already in our previous topics. So some components of blood, they help to fight infections and to control bleeding. So there is a factor which is present in our blood, which is known as the clotting factor, which helps in your blood to clot whenever you have a cut or a bruise. You may see the blood, it flows for about a few seconds, and after that it clots, it starts clotting. So that is because of the clotting factor which is present in the blood. So let's talk about the components of the blood in detail. So blood is composed mainly of cells, cell fragments, and plasma. Okay, so the whole blood, it is made up of different materials. As you can see, this is the plasma which you see in the test tube here, and this portion of the thick blood which you see, that contains the RBC, the WBC and the platelets. So these are the three types of cells which are present in your blood itself. Okay, so if you're talking about the components of the blood, you will say the blood contains plasma, RBC, WBC and platelets. Okay, so blood, it looks like a single substance. Actually, it is a mixture of cells, cell fragments and fluid. It also contains particles of fat, other nutrients and dissolved gases. So if you spin blood in a centrifuge is an instrument which is used in the laboratories. It separates into two main parts. One part, it contains the red-brown mix of red blood cells, white blood cells and the platelets. The platelets are actually made in the bone marrow of your body. They are the cell fragments that help the blood clot to stop the bleeding. Okay, and the other part is clear. So as you can see in this tube, this is how the blood has been separated in a centrifuge. It has been separated into a clear fluid which is plasma, and this thick substance which contains the other cells, RBC, WBC and the platelets. So about 55% of the blood is plasma. Plasma is about 90% water. However, it also contains amino acids, glucose, hormones, vitamins, salts and waste products. Okay, so this is the basic composition of the blood. The plasma, which contributes about 55% of the blood, and the rest of it is the WBC, RBC and the platelets. Okay, so let's talk about plasma first. Plasma is a key factor in maintaining homeostasis. Okay, it plays an important role. So when concentrations of certain molecules are high in plasma, they diffuse out of the blood through the. So when those concentrations are low, molecules, they diffuse into the blood. The substances which diffuse are water, gases, nutrients and ions. And proteins in the plasma also help to maintain the process of homeostasis. How do they maintain the process of homeostasis? Is they keep the blood volume stable. So fluid in the blood, it does not leak out of the blood vessels. Okay, so plasma, it helps in maintaining homeostasis by keeping the volume of the blood stable, because 55% of the blood constitutes of blood plasma itself. Okay, it helps the blood from not leaking out of the blood vessels or the like the arteries and veins and the capillaries. It keeps them contained in the types of blood vessels. And also the protein which is present in the plasma, they also work with the platelets to stop the bleeding. Okay, so the bleeding or the clotting factor of the blood, it is because of the platelets and also of the blood plasma. Okay, so this is about the plasma. It also contains immune proteins, and it contains the clotting factors, and it contains proteins that stabilize the blood volume. So these are the functions of the blood plasma. Now moving on to the platelets and different types of blood cells, they have different functions in your body. Okay, RBC has a specific function, the platelets and also the WBC. The bone marrow manufactures most of the blood components. You know where the bone marrow is present in your body, girls? Where is the bone marrow present? Hello? Who can tell me what is bone marrow? Okay, so this is the bone, and do you see inside the bone, this material, it is known as the bone marrow. For example, if you have eaten, I'm talking about the goat's bone marrow. Have you ever eaten the bone part of the goat? When you eat, you get a brown thick substance out of the bone when you're eating the bone part. Have you ever noticed, girls? The brown substance which comes out of the bones. Have you ever eaten it? Of a goat?
I saw it before.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so that part is the bone marrow. That is the soft part which is present inside the bone. So that is the bone marrow where the manufacturing of all the blood components is done. Okay, so that is why they say it is very good for growing children, for your health, if you eat the bone marrow of the goat. Obviously, every part of goat which we eat is nutritious, but that particular part is more nutritious. Why? Because it is very rich in nutrients, because it is where the blood components are made. Okay, so blood contains the RBC, WBC, and the platelets. All three are made in the bone marrow, but they have different shapes and different functions. You can see the shape of the RBC. It is disc shaped like this. Okay, it is red in color because of the presence of hemoglobin. You can see the platelets over here and also the WBC. So all these three types of blood cells, they are made in the bone marrow, and they have different structure and different functions. Let's talk about the structure and function of each of it. Okay, the RBC cells, they make up 40 to 45% of all the blood cells are RBC. Okay, they are shaped like an inner tube with a solid center. That means you can see the disc shape of this RBC. They look like this. The RBC, they are made from stem cells in bone marrow, and when they mature, they fill with hemoglobin and lose their nuclei and other important organelles. So the mature RBC, they are red in color because of the presence of the red pigment hemoglobin, which also helps in transporting the oxygen. Also, the nucleus is absent in the mature RBC. Why? In order to fill the entire cell with hemoglobin, because hemoglobin has an important function of carrying oxygen. Okay, so it loses its nuclei and the other important organelles once the RBC. Then they cannot divide and reproduce. Instead, they circulate through the body for about 120 days, and then they begin to degrade. Okay, that means they live only for 120 days. After that, they get degraded and new RBC are produced by the blood. Okay, so these RBC, they do not divide like your other somatic cells in your body. They do not divide at all. They live for 120 days, and after that they are degraded. That is, they are broken down and new RBC are formed. The blood then carries them to the liver and spleen. These organs, they break up and recycle what is left of the RBC. So in this liver and spleen organs in your body, they are broken down and new RBC are formed. The most important function of RBC is to carry oxygen to the cells. Okay, so this is about the function of RBC. Girls, is it clear? Are you following me?
Miss?
Yeah.
Can you please invite Lara?
Lara? Sure, but I believe only a little time is left for the lesson to end. Is this the one, the first one? Lara Albargi?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, we have 28 attendees. Girls, are you following me? Are you with me?
Yes.
Is it clear? Do you have any questions so far? It is a very interesting topic for you because this is very useful to you throughout your life, right? About the RBC, WBC, how they function in your body and all. Is it clear, girls?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So this is about RBC. They make about 40 to 45% of the blood cells, and they are red in color because of the presence of hemoglobin. Their main function is to carry oxygen to the cells. Okay, so the important function of RBC is to carry oxygen to cells and carry carbon dioxide away from them. Oxygen binds to the hemoglobin in the RBC and is carried to all the body's cells. Okay, so when the blood returns to the heart, it carries carbon dioxide from the cells to the lungs. Here it can be exchanged for more oxygen. So when RBC are healthy, they function well, but if they are damaged or the wrong shape, they cannot transport oxygen as easily. So such a condition is known as the sickle cell disease. Okay, for example, RBC are shaped like the letter C. They carry less oxygen and survive only 10 to 20 days. They also tend to clump in the blood vessels. So sickle cell disease is a genetic disorder. Okay, it is a disorder wherein the RBC, they are unable to carry out their regular function of carrying oxygen to the various cells in the body. Okay, so when does it happen, this particular thing? When the RBC, they are damaged or they are wrong shaped, they cannot carry out the function of transporting oxygen easily, and such a type of condition is known as the sickle cell disease. Okay, in which the RBC are shaped like letter C and they carry less oxygen and survive only 10 to 20 days compared to the 120 days which the normal RBC survive. Okay, so this is a genetic disorder. If your parents have, even you can have it. So the next type of cells are the WBC. So this is how they look like, the WBC. As you can see, these are the WBC in this picture, the white ones. And they fight pathogens and they destroy the foreign matter. The WBC are popularly known as the soldiers of your body. Their main function is to destroy the disease-causing agents which enter your body, which are the pathogens, and to destroy any foreign matter that enters your body. Okay, the WBC, they are part of immune system as well as the circulatory system. So immune system, the main function of immune system is to protect your body from the foreign particles and the diseases, and WBC are part of immune system. Unlike RBC, WBC contain no hemoglobin, so they are not red in color, and WBC, they fight infections. They also remove foreign particles and dead cells. Different white blood cells, they have different functions. For example, some, they surround the microorganisms and they ingest them. That is, they swallow them completely in order to kill. Whereas the other WBC, they produce proteins that destroy the pathogens. Okay, and some WBC, unlike the RBC, they can pass through capillary walls into the lymphatic system. There they can attack the pathogens. Okay, so the main function of WBC is to protect our body from the disease-causing bacteria or any organism or the foreign particles that try to enter our body. And how do they fight is, they fight in different ways. They engulf the entire foreign particle and they kill it, and sometimes they surround the microorganisms and they destroy them by releasing the enzymes which help in killing those microorganisms. And also some produce proteins that destroy the pathogens, and some WBC, they can also pass through the capillary walls and they can travel in your lymphatic system and they can attack all the pathogens which are entering your body. Okay, so the main function of WBC is protecting your body from the foreign invaders and also the disease-causing bacteria. Okay, so let's after that discuss about the ABO blood groups and RH factors. So we all have different blood groups, either O positive or AB or AB, any type of blood group. Okay, so what decides these blood groups is what we are going to study over here. So the ABO blood groups and RH factors, what are they? Another blood protein called the RH factor is also important to know. Okay, so this RH factor is nothing but a protein which is present in your blood. People either have the RH factor or they don't. Okay, so if you are either RH positive or RH negative, you have the RH factor, then you're RH positive. If you don't have the RH factor, you're RH negative. Anyone can receive RH2 blood, which is RH negative blood. But if you are RH2, you receive only RH positive blood. Your immune system will attack the RH positive blood cells. Okay, that means if you are O positive, how many of you are O positive from your class, girls? Do you know your blood group? How many of you are O positive from this class? Can you please raise your hands? Okay, Noora, Nasir, Ruby, and that's it? Okay, even I'm O positive. O positive means you are universal donors. Okay, that means you can give blood to any other blood group, but while you are receiving blood, you can get only blood from O positive again, not from any other group. That is why O positive is universal donor. That means your blood, it suits any other person with any other blood group, but if you need blood, you can only take O positive blood again. Okay, so that means you have the Rh factor in your blood. That is why your blood is O positive. Okay, that means if you are O negative, then you receive O positive blood. Your immune system will attack the O positive blood cells, and you can see why blood used in the transfusion might be right ABO type and the right Rh type. Okay, so there are about 26 different blood types. The most common protein markers are A and B, which produce the three blood types A, B, and AB. Type O, it does not have a protein marker. Altogether, these blood types are called the ABO blood types. Type O, it can be given to a person with any other blood type. And type AB blood has both A and B markers. Okay, so this AB blood group is also very, very unique. Some people, they have AB blood type in which they have A and B markers both. So people with AB blood, they can receive blood from any other blood type. Okay, so unlike the O positive, AB blood can receive blood from any type of a blood type, whether it is A, B, O negative, O positive, A, or AB itself. So they can receive blood from any blood group, but people with type A and type B blood, they can receive only their own blood type or type O blood. Okay, so basically O blood, it can be given to anyone of the people with any blood group, whereas AB blood, they can also receive blood from any blood group. Okay, otherwise the wrong blood types will clump together and block important blood vessels. It's very, very important while doing a blood transfusion to check the your blood group, and to check whether which blood group suits you. You cannot just get any other blood group transfused. That can be fatal. That can block your important blood vessels like arteries and veins. Okay, so the doctors will know whenever God forbid, whenever if you need blood, if there is a major accident or a surgery, or you've lost a lot of blood, or if you're undergoing a surgery, those are the conditions wherein the blood transfusion is done. Okay, so whenever that is done, they will either try to bring the blood group which matches your own blood group, or you can be given O positive. Okay, so otherwise they cannot just transfuse any blood into your body. That can be fatal. Okay, so in this table, you can see the same information. Protein markers, they define blood types and Rh factors. ABO blood group is the most common. Rh factor can be negative or positive, and blood types must be compatible for transfusions. Okay, so you can see these are the blood types, and this you can donate to, and this you can receive from. So if you are a blood type A, how many of you are A? So you can see if you're blood type A, you can donate to A or AB, and you can receive from A, that is your own blood group, or from O. As I told you, O positive, it is universal donor, so you can receive from O. Then if you're B, you can donate to AB or B, your old blood group, and then you can receive from B, your own blood group, or O. Then if you're AB, you can donate to only AB, and you can receive from A or B or AB or O. Okay, and if you are O, you can donate to all the other blood groups A, B, AB or O, but you can receive only from your own blood group, which is O again. Okay, the Rh factor, which is a protein, it can donate to and can receive from Rh plus factor. If you have the Rh factor, then you can donate to the people who have the Rh factor, and you can receive from either Rh positive or Rh negative. And if you do not have the Rh negative factor, they can also donate to Rh positive and negative, and they can receive only from Rh negative. Okay, girls, the time is up. I will again go through this in our next class. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Girls, any doubts so far? When is our bio
Thank you,
quiz?
Miss.